We're on, huh?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like to welcome you all to the proceedings of the Grand Rapids Board of Education. It is Monday, November 4. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Ross, will you please take the roll?
Ms. Slade.
Present.
Mr. Ross, yes. Ms. Randalls, Dr. Randalls.
Present.
Mr. O'Connor.
All of us.
Here.
Pastor Moody.
Present.
Reverend Matthias.
Present.
Mr. LeGrand.
Yes.
Dr. Baker.
Here.
And President Falk.
Present.
All accounted for.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Support?
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. First of all, I would like to welcome Ms. Carolyn Evans, our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum. She is taking our superintendent's place while she is gone. Thank you for being up here at the table.
Thank you for the opportunity.
So we have no celebrations today and no student representative. So we will move on to public comment. Do we have public comment for board agenda items?
We have none.
All right. Moving on then, Secretary's report, Mr. Ross.
Yes, a couple of things to share. The School Choice Expo is approaching on November 21st at City High Middle, which is obviously at 1720 Plainfield. That School Choice Expo will be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., and we're asking for everyone to come take opportunity to meet staff and about the various GRPS themed schools and centers of innovation, and that applications for those centers and themed schools are also being accepted for the next school year, 14-15.
When is the expo?
The 21st of November. It's 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at City High Middle. And also there's a bilingual college fair. The Hispanic Center of West Michigan is hosting a college fair on November 14th at Cesar Chavez Elementary School, which is at 1205 Granville. And that college fair will be 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And this is the largest bilingual college fair for Latino students and families in the Grand Rapids area, and it is open to the public.
Thank you, Mr. Ross.
My pleasure.
Superintendent's report.
Okay, yes. I'd like to ask John Helmholtz to come forward, and I believe he has a guest who will speak to us regarding the parks millage.
All right. Thank you, Carolyn, members of the board. I regret that our good friend Dave Doyle, who's played an active role in the Neighbors for Parks, Pools, and Playgrounds, he and others are doing phone banking and got caught up in it, so he was not able to join us. But he was here just simply to remind the viewers and the board of the vote tomorrow. The Parks millage is on the ballot, and as a district, we can simply encourage people to get out and vote. And so just a reminder that that Parks millage is in the city of Grand Rapids tomorrow, slated for a vote.
Thank you. Yeah. Board members' comments?
Can I encourage people to vote for the parks?
Board members, you can say and do whatever you like.
I would really like to have everyone sincerely consider voting yes for that program. We really need well-supervised and good parks in our school.
We have kind of a formal partnership with Grand Rapids Parks, right?
Yeah, we have a very unique relationship with the city of Grand Rapids. We have a joint use agreement, so many of the parkland that may be school property or school playgrounds is also counted as park space, and vice versa, and that's something that we will continue to explore with the city, regardless of this millage is passed or not. But if it does pass, it will require additional effort on our part, working with them to see what, if anything, this means for us, and what certain parks or playgrounds that may be predominantly GRPS, how they may benefit, if at all, from it.
Okay, thanks.
I guess I just want to say I'm pleased to know that every single one of our board members have endorsed this millage, and I was at the press conference announcing the beginning of the campaign, and our superintendent, as well as Reverend Joe Jones, head of the Urban League, they gave fantastic testimony to how important parks are to the life of city living and to the children, and they impact our children quite a bit. I thought I saw a hand right when I started talking.
Yeah, that's what I was going to comment
Yeah.
as well. I mean, parks for our families are very important, particularly when they're, located within our community. If we have to walk far because, the parks are not in good shape, that presents a real problem. So we need, our neighborhoods to have our parks. So,
Great investment,
definitely.
no brainer. So get out and vote.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Anything else? No. Temporary superintendent, thank you, Ms. Evans. We have 2 action items. The first is the KVO Fine Arts Music Program grant funding. Do I have a motion to approve that grant funding?
I move, I move that we support that.
You do I have some- Thank you. Discussion? So I was impressed to see the grant application and pleased to see it, and I wanted to congratulate, now I'm forgetting her name, who was the writer on the grant application, but it's fantastic.
And
No
it's-
more,
And it's really needed for our students to be involved in the arts.
thank you. Will you take the vote?
Oh, excuse me. Yes. Ms. Slade,
Yes.
Mr. Ross, yes. Dr. Randalls,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Pastor Moody,
Yes.
Reverend Matias,
Yes.
Mr. LeGrand,
Yes.
Dr. Baker,
Yes.
President Faulk.
Yes.
Passed unanimously 9-0.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Our second action item is the GRPS contract ratification. Do I have a motion to support this?
So moved.
Support?
Support.
Any discussion? I think we're ready for the vote.
Ms. Slade,
Yes.
Mr. Ross, yes. Dr. Randalls,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Pastor Moody,
Yes.
Reverend Matias,
Yes.
Mr. LeGrand,
Yes.
Dr. Baker,
Yes.
President Faulk.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0.
Excellent. We have a contract.
Great.
Next on the agenda is our consent agenda grouping. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
And support for that?
Support.
Can you please take the vote, Mr. Ross?
Ms. Slade,
Yes.
Mr. Ross, yes. Dr. Randalls,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor,
Yes.
Pastor Moody,
Yes.
Reverend Matias,
Yes.
Mr. LeGrand,
Yes.
Dr. Baker,
Yes.
President Faulk.
Yes.
9-0
But
passes.
we could break our record here.
Could I ask a clarifying piece on the Ed Committee minutes? There was a $69 million for after-school care, the ELO. Was that only for, it said so was that the number, if we served every student that we thought would be possibly interested in after-school care, or was that just a number of sort of people serviced previously, or, and then the government, Michigan only had sort of 37 million. Could you speak to it
Actually,
a
could
little bit
you,
more to
just, I
clarify
want to
that?
make sure can you refer to
left
the,
my,
where in the packet you saw that?
Yeah, it was in the minutes for the Ed Committee, and there was a presentation
You
regarding.
know what page it's on?
I'm looking for it here.
I left my,
Academic Achievement Committee.
my deal at home.
Academic Achievement Committee, which would be,
That's on like page 38.
No, Atkins.
Zip, it was toward the end, wasn't it? Okay, maybe it wasn't on that committee. It was at the city liaison.
Oh, the legs.
Oh.
there is, okay, so, again,
Yes, on page
I'm not sure.
37,
I'm
36.
smudging your screen, sorry about that.
okay, I'm kind of,
Oh, here we go.
Page 41 there, 42.
yes, you're right. So, and actually, John Helmholt is aware of this because actually he helped me put together some material when I testified in Lansing last month. But that in order to fund all after-school programs, it would take $69.5 million. But there's only $37 million available, and then GRPS only gets, GRPS has had ours cut quite a bit, and I don't know
Right.
those exact
Yeah.
numbers. Because we
this
used to,
is-
so we
yeah.
had, what is it, 9, 11 schools that we used to get funding for that we don't get funding for anymore, so. So they're looking for other ways to fill that gap.
And then that's still only the 20%, right? I mean, as you're saying, it's been cut.
It's still only, the percent of
20%
schools,
of the
right. It's not
kids,
every
so-
child. It's
Yeah.
just that, yeah,
Okay.
right.
We
I
wish
was
we
just
could
trying to
serve
make
everybody.
sure I
Yeah.
understood what that number was. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Randalls. Next on the agenda is our public comment for non-agenda items only. Mr. Ross?
Yes, I have four. Luz Calvo, Luis Pena, Mr. Paul Helder, and Jovita Vaccaro. So Luz Calvo, come down. Luis Pena. Ma'am.
Okay, good evening. and
Welcome.
Thank you for having us here.
We have a 3-minute time limit. Would you like a 1-minute warning, or?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, okay.
all right.
And I'm going to thank you for having us here. And I'm sorry about my English is not that good as I wish to be. We are here, maybe all of you know about what happened with a bus with the Hispanic Center took to Detroit and ended up at the Ambassador Bridge. The Hispanic Center is giving a bad service to the Hispanic community. Maybe all the people think the Hispanic Center is doing a lot of things for us. And the reality is that we're being treated really poor in there. If you look poor, they don't treat you well. It's like you don't deserve a service for them. And we think that is really bad. This organization received millions to help the Hispanic community. We don't understand why it's not helping, especially these people that because they request a service for them, they pay the service and they ended up at this mistake or whoever you want to call it, did this incident change 3 families' life. And this family, these 3 families have children in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. And we were getting signatures from the community to make a petition to the Hispanic Center to help these people. We gathered more than 1,000 signatures, and it didn't happen. Even the mayor of Grand Rapids called us, meet with us to try to solve the problem with Marta, the Hispanic Center, and us. And they promised they were going to help these people, but they didn't. They didn't. They promised a lot of things, but they didn't do anything for these families. And we don't understand. This organization is here to help the community. Why is not helping these people?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Pena and Jovita Vaccaro.
Mr. Pena, that side of the table. Would you like a 1-minute warning? Are you okay?
Sure.
All right,
I know about that.
all right.
President of the board, board members, and administrative representative, it's my pleasure to be here tonight again. My concern tonight is I was reading about some legislator trying to propose that the kids who don't make the grade to be punished. And I want to remind everybody here that we live in Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids is a unique student population. They are minorities. The 80% is minority students. They are single parents. Most of them are 80% in the poverty level. Families underserved. And we have to make sure that we have a special care for those kids. That legislators don't know education. We know education. And we have to work together. I'm here to say I'm very willing to work again as a representative of the community in order to make sure that we improve the education. this is special education, a lot of Spanish kids, black kids. We are here not for those or segregate, if not to make sure that we educate all together to make this Grand Rapids the best city with the best education. The improvement is there, and we have to thank all of you for that. But still, we have to work together and bring more people to support us. One of the cases that we have lately, this is in the news, is the event of the problem with the Spanish Center. And this is, they have deported the family, and the kids now are in a special treatment, psychologist treatment, and those disasters make us to be aware that we have to make sure that we support those kids no matter what happens, because the majority and the minority kids, they have to be educated. We are here to have the same goal as a board, community educators, and we have to have the same directions. And this is what we would like to see that happen in the near future. I trust Grand Rapids Public School, and this is my home. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Ms. Vaccaro and Mr. Helder, service first. Go ahead. Okay.
Buenas tardes.
Good evening, Stardust.
Buenas tardes.
Yo quería decirles que yo fui de una de las personas que llegó en el autobús.
I want to tell you that I was one of the person who was at the bus.
Para mí es muy doloroso platicar esto.
For me, it's really sad to speak about this.
Porque ahorita pues mi esposo ya está en México y nosotros nos quedamos aquí.
Because right now my husband
Sin
is in
apoyo.
Mexico and we are here without support.
Mi esposo es el que trabajaba nada más.
My husband was the one who support the family.
Yo me dedicaba nomás a mis hijos.
I was only at my home with my kids.
Y pues ahora pues él está allá y nosotros nos quedamos aquí solos.
And now
sin
he's there,
trabajo.
and now we are here by ourselves without work.
Porque pues íbamos nosotros ahí, mi esposo lo detuvieron y él estuvo 2 meses ahí detenido hasta que lo deportaron.
We were there, and my husband was detainee, and he was in there for 2 months, and then deported.
Y nosotros después fuimos a pedirle ayuda al centro hispano y nos dijeron que no podían hacer nada ellos.
We went to look for help to the Hispanic Center, and they tell us they can do anything for us.
Nomás nos decían que sí nos iban a ayudar, pero a este tiempo que ya vamos no nos han ayudado en nada.
They tell us that they will help us, but since then, they didn't help us in anything.
Y pues ahora no tengo trabajo, apenas voy con los gastos también.
I don't have work, and now I'm just trying to make it with the expenses.
Y pues ahorita pues mis hijos pues tienen que ir a la escuela y tienen que pues vestirse, necesitan zapatos y ropa y pues ahorita pues hasta ahorita no he encontrado un trabajo.
My kids have to go to the school. They need clothes, they need shoes, and I didn't find a job.
Hemos pasado muchos días muy tristes, muy dolorosos y los niños más sí han salido, poco a poco han salido porque la familia, los amigos, los han tratado de sacar adelante.
We've been having really sad days, but well, little by little, my kids are getting to life, I guess.
Y pues ahora pues estamos tristes porque pues ya no está mi esposo aquí, sin la ayuda de él, pues no podemos hacer nada.
We're sad because we are without my husband, and it's sad to be without him.
Y luego pues él también está bien preocupado allá porque él me dice que cómo le estoy haciendo con los biles, con todo lo que se paga uno.
He's really worried there, asking me how we're doing in here to pay the bills and everything here.
Ms. Vaccaro, if you want to make some concluding comments,
¿Quiere hacer alguna
we're out of time.
conclusión?
Pues nada más que necesito que me ayuden. Quisiera trabajar para sacar a mis hijos adelante.
Yes, she wants to ask for help to find a job because she needs to, you know,
Support.
take their kids.
I
I'm
see.
sorry, my English is bad. Yes, but she needs to support her family.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Helder?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I guess this evening, all I really would like to say, I know that my card says my topic is communication. And while there are some communication issues in the district and things of this nature, what I would like to talk about tonight is my communication with each of you. There hasn't been very much of it lately. I know that some of us would talk on the phone every now and again, oftentimes, several months in between or whatever. And I don't think probably hardly any of you have heard much of anything from me. My hope is that you're not taking any of that personally. It is in fact a sign that things are going well. I now have people on staff that I can talk to about problems who are interested in solving them, and so I'm not jumping over top of them to call you. And so I had heard that there were some folks who felt, they didn't know why I wasn't letting them know what was going on anymore, or giving them a call or any of this other stuff. And I would imagine for some of you it was a relief. But in any case, for example, Mickey and I met last week, went through 37 separate issues that were going on just with my group. We're working through processing all of them. I think it took us, about an hour and a half to go through that whole list and just say, this is what the contract says, this is what's happening. Yep, you're right, they can't do that. We're not gonna fight about this for another 20 minutes, So that work in terms of relationship building, in terms of trying to make sure that the word of both parties is upheld, is ongoing. It's bearing some fruit. I know it's not often seen in the classroom yet. I'm hoping it will push down into that level. But your efforts to change the culture are it's beginning. Let's put it that way. It seems to be going somewhere, but part of that culture is perhaps might not bugging you quite so much. So that's for whatever that's worth. Don't feel like I'm shunning you for a reason. I'm not. I just don't need to call for help. Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Superintendent's comments.
I don't have comments tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Evans, for being up here. Board members' comments. Mr. Ross.
No comment.
Dr. Baker.
Yeah, just brief. I want to applaud the Hispanic Center for the upcoming bilingual college fair. I think it's very important that this is done and their efforts to help kids be successful in school and get to college. So I applaud their efforts.
Pastor Moody.
Go vote tomorrow.
Ms. Lay.
I'll ditto
Birthday
that.
girl.
Go vote. Pardon?
Birthday girl, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Mr. O'Connor. Dr. Randalls.
I did want to comment, obviously, this group that came to talk tonight, that, this while we have some interconnectedness in regard to support after-school programs, aren't necessarily under the purview of GRPS, and hopefully they can get some support, ACLU or somebody else. I support having everyone vote tomorrow. There was an interesting fact I read, about 18% of people vote on these not big elections, so people do really need to get out and vote. It's very important. And in our consent agenda, there was the piece about, we were acknowledging a lot of months or celebrations this month and weekly, and the anti-bullying stuff that it's a, I believe, anti-bullying month, and Mr. Johnson has really helped lay the groundwork for a lot of safety, and the superintendent's transformation plan and all that she did with her listening tour, I think, has been so critical to really create an environment of not bullying. So it's really great. And happy birthday, Mo.
Thank you.
Mr. LeGrand.
Well, speaking of not bullying, speaking to our massive television audience, we are, there is going to be a forum announcing the initiation of a restorative justice pilot program in the Grand Rapids schools, and it's going to be the evening of November 12th. That's this coming Tuesday, and I certainly hope a number of board members can be
Next Tuesday.
Next
Pardon me? What did I
Next
say?
week.
Week
Sorry,
from tomorrow.
November 12th, whenever Tuesday that is.
Actually,
It's
that's Wednesday. I think.
I don't think so.
Tuesday?
Pretty sure it's a Tuesday.
Okay.
November 12th,
It's on a Tuesday, whenever.
Okay. Yeah, it is
November
Tuesday.
12th, just so we're clear, and 6 p.m. at Messiah Baptist, which is essentially on the corner of James and Logan. And so I hope that members of the community can come out for this. Briefly, a restorative justice-based discipline program, the hope is that rather than sending kids home, we're going to be able to keep kids in our school system. And I think as a board, we all realize that this is critical to children's success. And we are going to be wrapping our arms around the practicalities involved in really, really massively, I hope, reducing the number of suspensions and expulsions in our district. And helping children succeed. And so I'm very excited by this, but it's frankly a program which absolutely needs community support. Restorative justice programs and problem solving doesn't work without real engagement by community, and that means parents minimally, but it means much more than parents. It means the broader community. And so that's one of the reasons why we're rolling out a community forum on this. So I hope people can attend and learn more about what we hope to do in the district. And this is something that we certainly hope to see grow. It's going to be piloted in 3 schools, Campus, Alger, and Gerald Ford. But we certainly hope to see it grow from there, and we hope to see good results. So keep your eyes on it, everybody.
6 p.m.?
6 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. LeGrand. Reverend Matias.
Just to comment on the 2 Hispanic women that came up. It's some. We're not a community that's in silo. What affects these kids, and they go to our schools, is something that teachers and administrators have to deal with in terms of the aftermath of unfortunate events like this. So, we need to keep aware that our kids come as they are into our classrooms and into our community. So we definitely need to just be aware that whether we're very close to a situation or very far in terms of looking into it, it's really critical that we understand all of the dynamics and pitch in together to help in whatever way, certainly that we can. We want to make sure that, those things are taken care of. So,
Thank you. Just a couple congratulations to my fellow board members. First to Dr. Baker for his receiving the ELO Champions for Children Award. Congratulations on that.
congratulations.
I want to wish Mr. Ross a belated birthday on Friday, and I want to wish Ms. Slade a happy birthday today.
Thank you.
Especially given this past year, I'm very happy to be
I'm
looking
still
at
alive.
you and saying happy birthday, my dear.
Thank
So
you.
That is it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.